مشاهدينا ومستمعينا لحلقات بودكاست تكمال. اليوم راح نستكشف معاكم منظومة جديدة للعمل. أحيانا الواحد يبدأ من مكان ويوصل لمكان ثاني بتخطيط، وأحيانا من الفرص اللي تمر أمامه. اليوم تجربة لرائد أعمال عمل في كثير من المجالات، ومن إحدى الشركات اللي أسسها شاف مشكلة حلها داخليا عنده، ومن ثم هذه الفكرة صارت فكرة مشروع الآن يطمح أن يكون مشروع كبير في مجال التكنولوجيا المالية. خلونا نبدأ هاي القصة.
عندك مشروع صغير أو متوسط، تفكر تكبره تطوره، يمكن تحتاج رأس مال أو مشورة تساعدك تقفز للخطوة الجاية. هنا موارد اللي موجودين من 2006 ويقدمون تمويل إسلامي مصمم خصيصا لأصحاب المشاريع الصغيرة والمتوسطة، بحيث يمشون وياك خطوة بخطوة، يعني تقدر تعتبرهم شريكك في النجاح. ابدأ اليوم وخل طموحك يكبر مع موارد للتمويل.
Zaid Kidwai, the co-founder and CEO of Struggle. Nice to meet you, and thank you for being in Tecmal.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, great to meet you.
Same here.
Yeah, I'm very excited to know first, how did you end up? I know that you are serial entrepreneur, so how you end up in technology and also in fintech?
It's been a journey, right, of a good 15 years. And I started my journey from motorsports. Right, I started my journey from motorsports, where I was working with Autodrome, and it was weekend to weekend work. There was no full-time work. I was studying at the same time at that time, and my aim was actually to get into motorsports, to be a racing driver. And I tried to expose myself as much as I could to racing, and started working with Autodrome, and then eventually started working with Yas Marina, did the first inaugural F1, and then after I gained enough experience, I joined motorsports. I started racing myself.
Okay.
So I started with the low level of karting, and karting was a very good thing for me, because honestly the lessons it taught us was amazing, in terms of how mentally, you need to be thinking about life and how you need to be looking at your direction in life.
Yeah. As an adventurous and speedy.
Because you target, right, and then you got to hit that target. You got to aim for that target, and then you got to reach that target, right? And what you do along the way happens subconsciously.
Okay.
Right. So I wanted to do that, but then I did that for some time. I got sponsors. I was sponsored as well. For a couple of seasons I was sponsored, and then eventually when I had to move up, I couldn't find any more sponsors, and it's an expensive sport, so I had to drop out, and I had to find something else to do with. At that time I completed my studies as well, and my motivation had always been to be a racing driver. So
and what brought you to technology?
That I knew I needed a lot of money.
Okay.
I needed a lot of money. I needed a lot of exposure to be able to do this. So I started finding ways to be able to do this.
Yeah.
Right. So right out of university, and this is a very interesting thing, and is that you graduate and then you're looking for a job.
Yeah.
Right. That's the natural way to start. My family also told me, you got to go, and we lined up an interview. I'm not going to take the name of the company, but we lined up an interview. I gave the interview, and they said, okay, fine, we like you, we'll take you on. I joined, and I went for 2 days, after which I was like, I can't do this. This is not for me.
Mm.
I need to be doing something else. So on my second day, I quit. And there was one very important reason for why I quit at that time. It was because
Second day.
second day.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even complete a week.
Yeah.
I went to my manager at the time and I asked him that, what's my path to growth? How can I grow,
Mm-hmm.
right, in this organization? He's like, what do you aim? Where do you want to be? I'm like, in your position.
Oh,
How do I get there?
that's risky for him.
Yeah. He's a very old gentleman, but yeah. He laughed about it and he's like, we'll see. I never got a clear answer, and that didn't work with me. I said, I need to grow. I have some objectives in mind.
Mm.
So that was it, and that was basically the catalyst, the driving force to be able to do something which would lead to much bigger results and much more growth.
Great. And what problem did you saw that make you found a solution in this trouble? What's the gap? What did you find in the market?
So when I started, my very first venture was in fintech, when at the time that this region, we didn't know what fintech really was, right? This is back in 2013, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Fintech nobody was talking about fintech at that time, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I just knew that this is a solution, there's a problem, and I'm providing a solution.
Which is
that businesses don't. It's not very easy for businesses to gain, or let's say to implement digital transactions, online payments.
Yeah.
Wasn't very easy for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The technology was not there, the support was not there, the kind of business companies were not there providing those services. So
For online
online businesses,
okay.
right? And getting payment gateways itself was not an easy thing.
Yeah.
It was very difficult. You would have to put up deposits and rolling reserves.
Yeah, it was not available for any company.
Exactly, right? So what I ended up doing at that time was that I created one company which would be able to take the service from the payment gateway and then be able to distribute it as sub-merchants.
Okay.
Now, it was working well till the time we obviously started hitting problems, because we had no idea that, what all issues there could be.
Mm-hmm.
And there were quite a lot of issues at that time because these were all untouched areas, so there was no solution for it. I closed that down. I closed the business down. It made some good money, but then we couldn't go ahead with it.
Yeah.
Right after that, I got into petrochemicals.
Okay.
I got into petrochemicals in the middle because I got an opportunity. And even with petrochemicals, now you'll understand that from all of this journey, it was all leading me up to the point of building Strabble.
Mm-hmm.
When I started petrochemicals, I was basically buying from companies like Beer, Aramco, and all these international companies, global companies. They wanted materials, they wanted these raw materials from these countries because they produce very good quality raw materials. But there was no way for them to discover us. Right, and then first they weren't able to discover us. Then they wouldn't be able, transactions, cross-border transactions were not easy. You have to do it the traditional way through the banking systems, LCs, and a lot of those things.
Yeah.
And I understood that there should be some sort of a marketplace for this. Anyhow, I did that. Then certain regulations came into place, which sort of started making it a little more difficult to operate with good margins. So, and by that time I got a really good idea for an e-commerce marketplace, which became a name which a lot of people recognize, the character of it, people recognize. It was called Borrow Blob.
Borrow Blob?
Yeah.
Okay.
it was the first of its kind rental marketplace in this whole region.
Okay. Rental for what?
For items, AV equipment, medical equipment. We pivoted to so many things. We had spin-off for fashion as well. You could be able to rent dresses, camping equipment, tools. So it was a whole thing that we made, and that became quite a success. The problem over there again was that for such a market, payments was not an easy thing. Online payments.
Yes.
You need to have payment solutions which can be configured, which can be modified, which can be customized. We didn't have any solution for that. So while I was working on Blah, we were at the back, we were building something which could be customized because we had a need for ourselves.
Okay.
Then when I started speaking to a lot of advisors from Silicon Valley also, you know, from Facebook, from Uber, from a lot Meta, a lot of tech advisors. I remember there was a CIO of Silicon Valley itself. He advised that they all told me that, look, what you built is a fintech product.
Wow.
Forget the e-commerce. You built a fintech product because the way this thing works is basically what a lot of e-commerce businesses, online businesses, and even offline businesses need.
Again, without you knowing.
Without me knowing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Like, it shows how much, like, when you think about a solution, even for yourself, it can be a product for others.
Yes, exactly. And that was it. And then COVID, 2020, 2021, I made the decision. I got a chance to exit from Boroblog.
Okay.
So I can say that I have an exit under my belt. I've successfully exited one business. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get to Strabble. I'm going to build this product and let's see where it goes.
It's interesting that I hear that one of the differentiation of Strabble is zero payment checkout.
Yeah.
And how it's different from buy now, pay later, or can you explain it and say what make it unique?
Very simply put, you know, when you say this term buy now, pay later, literally means you buy now and you pay later.
Yeah.
Right? It's not equal to installments. Right? So when we started seeing that this region has a problem with trust, the trust factor is lacking. Right? People don't trust online payments because it's a new thing. It's a new domain, right? Yes, we had a lot of awareness from the governments, from a lot of entities they were promoting, but how do you convince regular people like me and you that yes, trust this online, put your card details and, you know, order? Because, you know, at that time the service was bad for e-commerce. It was, you know, you had so many issues for returns, for no deliveries, for so many things.
Yeah.
So we had to address this core issue before we can start promoting or start increasing online transactions. That is where Zero Pay Checkout came. So what Zero Pay Checkout actually did was you go ahead and buy it now. When your product or the service arrives and has been delivered to you, and you know you can say that yes, I verify that I have received it, then you get charged.
Oh, okay.
So that's what Zero Pay Checkout was, that you pay nothing right now and you pay after the product or service has been delivered to you.
Interesting that this is available, because I hear that many people stopped using the checkout, the regular one, because of some mistakes. Maybe the technology have advanced, maybe the company solved the problems, but really this is a unique thing. And how do you see the market like welcoming it? How does it work now?
It's what everybody was talking about then. Strabble, that's Zero Pay Checkout. You guys do Zero Pay Checkout. It started it became a thing for everybody to say, right? So we understood that that is what, at least the customer side, the shoppers, the customers, they were taking it very well, right? Now we had to convince the businesses that, look, this is a safe thing to do and this is good for you. They say, no, COD. We said, this is a replacement for COD. Like, but all of our customers require, they want COD. COD is the most popular option. Cash on delivery is the most popular option.
Yes.
I said, this is what is going to be. How do we convince customers? I said, there has to be an effort from your side.
Yeah.
Messaging, some sort of awareness campaigns to be able to tell people. And then businesses started, especially the fashion brands, right? That, okay, because they spend the most on converting customers or acquiring customers. The customer acquisition, yes.
Fashion brand, okay.
Customer acquisition cost in fashion brands is the highest. Because the number of fashion brands out there and the number of fashion portals online is a lot. Even in this region. Globally there is, but even especially in this region. So how do I convince somebody, a new customer, to buy my product? It's online. You don't have a store. How do I go and touch and feel what you're selling? How can I tell what the product, how's the quality of it? So, you've got to give them something to go on. Now they understand one very, let's just say they've burned their fingers, right? These customers have burned their fingers. They buy online, then it doesn't fit them. The quality wasn't so good. It was not the right color. And then they have to start doing the return process, and then ask them to do a refund. They will not do a refund. Maybe they'll give store credit. There's so many issues.
The experience will be
broken, completely broken.
Going back to the fashion, I heard also that you introduced something like try now and pay later. So how does that work for fashion or some like businesses that need this?
So try now, pay later was a spin-off of Zero Pay Checkout, right?
I can hear that immediately when you said fashion. Like, who doesn't want to have?
Right, and that is it. That's the notion that we were working on. That who doesn't want it? Who wouldn't want a service like this, right? So that's how try now, pay later became synonymous with fashion, and not just fashion. There were a couple of other industries as well that started to adopt it. So you had perfumery. If you're selling a perfume online, how do you know how it's going to smell like?
Yeah, the same challenge as fashion.
Right. So you see, you're trying to, yes, you are trying to digitize a lot of the traditional businesses, but there are challenges with it. So you have to address those challenges in the most sensible way, right? So if I'm trying to sell a perfume online and nobody knows what it's going to smell like,
unless if it is my regular perfume,
of course,
which doesn't increase the size of the market share.
Exactly. So we did that. There were people who did programs like, you would get a tester first, and if you verify that you've received it, so we did a lot of changes in the workflow, that the customer would say yes, received, and they don't click return, let's say, for example, because if they would click return, only the tester would go back, but then the business would actually not take the tester back because it's just a tester, right? But they know that not to send the actual product.
Yes.
But if they say that yes, I'm keeping it, and I like it, whatever the button would say, then the payment would get charged, and they would actually get the actual product. So that's what try now, pay later actually became, and that's how it got adopted.
And how was the implementation? What's the feedback of the merchants?
Mixed. I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
Right. It was mixed. A lot of them were good with it. A lot of them had a lot of, how do I say? They opposed it. They had their, they had their apprehensions that, but it's going to complicate my business model. It's going to do a lot of things. So we had a mixed feedback for it. uh, I don't know why that was the case, but eventually we realized that it's just got to do with, we saw a similar business adopting it and a similar business not adopting it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it just came down to how the businesses or the business owners were, how willing they were, how forward thinking they were to be, yes, I want to do this, I want to improve my customer experience, right? I want to improve the customer journey as well. So that was it. That's what it came down to, implementation. But a good number of them did implement this. So, while they would have a regular checkout, they would also have like the regular buy now. They would also get the option for try now, pay later. Let's say, the first time you can use this option.
Yeah.
The second time you do a normal buy now.
Yes.
That's pretty much what happened.
Yes. Yes. How do you see the market of payment gateways? Like, I have a sense that it's so much competition.
It's crowded.
Yeah. So how do you find your way?
So we, I'll tell you a very quick thing over here. So our benchmark, let's just say, my benchmark was companies like Stripe.
That?
Stripe.
Okay.
Right, that was my benchmark. I didn't want to benchmark myself against the regional companies, because what Stripe did was something that it's phenomenal, right? Everybody you think payments and you think Stripe,
Yeah.
right? It's not easy to get to that point.
Yeah. It's so direct to the point.
Right.
Clean, neat. Yeah.
So my objective was, my goal was to build a company like that, right? So I stopped looking at the competition. I stopped looking at how crowded this market is. I started to see it in a different way, that how can I incorporate these? How can I work with these guys? Right? How can I work with these incumbents? And
how do you work with someone like Stripe?
No,
or
these existing
the existing clients
payment gateways.
of
No, the existing payment gateways.
Okay.
Right? How do I work with the existing payment gateways?
Why do you want to work with them?
So that's the thing. Now, if I'm trying to because it's a crowded market.
Yeah.
I will burn more money trying to compete with them. Right? I will burn more money trying to acquire the market share that they have already. Right? And there's nothing unique about it. They're solving a problem, yes, but there are bigger problems. Let's look at that. Let's look at the areas that are not being looked at, right? For that, I thought about it, that I will work with the existing guys, right? And maybe come up with a solution to solve the bigger challenges. Because Stripe did not just provide payments, right? Stripe made payments easy.
Yes.
Digital payments, online payments, it made it easy.
Okay.
That's why Stripe became Stripe, right? They, you could literally take an idea for an online business, and Stripe could customize a lot of things for you, right? They could do a lot of things. But again, that was not something that was happening in this region, not in the MENA region, right? Not in the Southeast Asia region. This was all happening in the Western region, in markets like North America, South America, Europe, and all these places. That's where they were doing it. So what happens here?
So now you're finding solutions like try now, pay later, zero payment checkout, and you working with partners.
Yes.
Existing
partners, right? So Scrabble became, or rather, we had this sort of an agenda that will make Scrabble the most advanced fintech company globally. Coming out from this region, it will be the most advanced fintech company for this region. And to do that, we had to be innovative. We had to come up with more and more solutions that would address the core problems that e-commerce business faces, or even offline businesses that want to do online, want to transact online. Those challenges.
Yeah.
So that's what. Instead of, again, like I said, I don't want to compete with the existing guys. I don't want to compete with the existing players in the market, right? The
Yeah.
existing payment gateways.
Mhm.
Let me work on top of them, right? Let me work with them. They're good at something. They're
Yeah.
very good at it. Let's utilize that and let's build on top of that,
Mm.
right? They can utilize it as well. Whatever we build, they can utilize that for their clients, and I get to utilize it for my clients.
Mhm.
Everybody wins.
That's
And
smart.
That was like, instead of when they say, it's a very popular saying in the world of startups, in the world of technologies, that when there's a gold rush, when everybody's going for gold, you sell them the axe and the pick. You sell them the tools to be
Yeah.
able to mine the gold.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're like, yes, we understand that e-commerce and digital payments is increasing, right? There's a push from the governments as well to digitize the economy. So what about the challenges?
Mm.
Let's address those challenges.
Great.
Let's find our niche over there.
Mm. And how do you see, like, where is your vision? Where are you going with Struggle?
Struggle. We are on the path to building a complete financial operating system.
Complete.
Financial operating system.
Can you say more about that?
So a financial operating so you know how you have your for your laptop you have Windows? That's your complete operating system. For your iPhone you have iOS, right?
Operating system,
Yes.
not an ERP or a system.
No.
Okay.
A financial operating system. So
Uh-huh.
that means that every financial aspect of the business, right? All the financial functions, all the
Payment, one of them.
Payments is one of them.
Uh-huh.
Reconciliation is one of them. Settlements is one of them. Different types of fintech services is one of them. Credit, lending, micro lending. So many things,
Mm.
right? And so many things are there. When you look at the current landscape of the fintech industry, right? So, Scrabble is on the path to becoming a complete financial operating system, and that is going to be something we believe it's a natural path that's going to happen anyways. Reason being that there's so many services in the market. You need to be a company, a business, as a business owner. How many companies, how many vendors can you work with?
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to look for a solution where you're like, if this one solution can just do all of it, I'll just integrate that, I'll just work with them.
Mm.
So that essentially becomes an operating system. So that's the
That's,
big vision for Scrabble.
Yeah, that's really show that you are really understanding where to go in the market, even if it is crowded. Like
Exactly.
that was like a question in my mind. Why new companies
I know.
coming
I know. That's
to
what
the
my
same
question is.
crowded place? So it's good that you found your way to pivot the market. Now, also, how do you see the UAE market when it comes to fintech?
The UAE market, when it comes to fintech, is, it is moving at such paces that I believe nobody was expecting, really, to be honest. Nobody expected it would be so quick, right? I'm telling you, I started something in fintech, which I didn't even know was fintech, in 2014, right? So we are what now, 11 years from there? And within 11 years, we have literally, BNPL unicorns coming out. That's a very short time. So that tells you that, the UAE market is doing quite well to support and to adopt such ideas, such fintech services, which help boost, businesses, help engage customers, help them get online. Look, there are initiatives. There have always been there are many initiatives that have been launched in the last couple of years, right? Where they want to make sure that everybody's using online payment. Cash is trying to cut cash out of the market.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is all government-backed initiatives, and this is the kind of vision that they're showing, that this is what we want to do, and companies are trying to adopt that vision as well. That's what's happening in the UAE market right now. But at the same time, like you said, that yes, it is getting too crowded. I mean, I can't say that the pie is big enough, right? That is where we will see some sort of a consolidation happening, and which we are seeing. We are starting to see so many mergers happen.
Okay.
We see a merger between Network International, which is one of the biggest payment company in the MENA region,
Yes.
right? Merge with Magnati,
Yeah.
right? That merger happened. There are a lot of smaller ones that happened as well. So eventually there will be a consolidation, because the pie is not big enough. But at the same time, you're joining forces. You have technology that you can share. You have clients. You have experience. There's so many things that can be shared and split the cost across all of these things, making it easier.
Yeah, I hear in what you share that there is, like you focus on innovation, and the environment here is like requesting or like demanding innovation. Tell me about the escrow-backed idea or solution, and why it can work.
Why it can work.
First, what it is, tell people or traders or.
Of course. So we all have some ideas. Anybody who's done any big ticket transactions, larger ticket sizes, for example, something above maybe 10,000 dirhams, right? Let's say. They've always had the question that, I'm making this payment, but is my money safe? Right? Am I actually going to have the service delivered to me? Right? So they've always been thinking, they're trying to work with checks, right? Post-dated checks. Or some, for much bigger transactions, they use the bank facilities, to hold the money. It's expensive. You cannot do it for normal day-to-day transactions. And when I mean day-to-day transactions, you do have transactions which can go more than 10,000, and they can still be day-to-day, considered as day-to-day transactions, right? But the risk element is still there. The trust factor is still lacking over there. So when you have escrow style, when you introduce something like an escrow style payment, right? There's a company called escrow.com, and they were the first ones, I believe, to have a thing where you can utilize them for an online payment. So the money you make a payment, it sits somewhere, and then when a service has been marked as delivered, or the product has been marked as delivered, it transfers automatically.
Yeah, something like this, the work, the business that the freelancers and
especially like Fiverr and all these.
Fiverr.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So you complete. So when we were thinking about escrow style business, when we were thinking about this problem, because I told you I started with one of the rental marketplaces, and the whole idea with that was also that this item is being rented, right? Now the one who's giving this item, they usually, people, when you rent something, they take a deposit. But now there is still that thing around it. There is that fear around it. Will I get my deposit back? Will they try and cut it? It happens in the market, right? So we're like, how do we make it safer? And from there, it came out to this as well, that there are much bigger transactions. Actually, any service it can be applied to. It can be applied to any service.
Yeah.
If I offer to do something, if I offer to paint your house, right, you always negotiate, okay, I'll give you 50% advance, or I'm going to give you 20%. Now we need to protect both parties. So that's where escrow style payment came in, that where we were utilizing the existing payment infrastructure.
That's really, I can see the needs now for it. It's really a solution. And sometimes you say like, I will pay percentage, but again there is a risk of.
Always, for both the parties there's a risk, right? So we had to build something using the existing infrastructure where it is not a cost. Now, if you use a bank or you use escrow.com or one of them, there is it's expensive. It's expensive to use these services, right? And for good reason, because this is somewhere where if money comes out of your account, it needs to be put somewhere, it needs to be held somewhere, and then it will get dispersed to whoever it is supposed to go to. We thought about it that let's use technology. Why do we need to take the money out of someone's account? Can we put a block on that money? Rental companies have been doing it for so long. Car rental companies have been doing it. Hotels have been doing it for so long. Why can't we introduce to retail? The technology is the same. The infrastructure is there for it. Let's roll this out for retail. So that's how we worked on rolling something like this out for retail. So you could go up to 70,000 dirhams. Obviously we still have limits, but you could go up to, let's say, 50 to 70,000 dirhams, or you could have a block. So it never leaves your account. It will only leave your account when the service or whatever it is has been completed, the contract is done. That's where it leaves your account. So this is what the escrow style payments is.
Great. You have been selected in the Amazon AWS as one of the global fintech company and their accelerator.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, and how does that contribute?
I mean, look, it's not just what it means to me. It's a testament to what you could really do, even though you're in this region, even though you have so many other countries, the European countries and the Western countries that are technologically far ahead of what we have. But at the same time, this region is still conducive enough to be able to enable people like us to come up with solutions that can get recognized by companies like AWS. And it was a global fintech accelerator, right? So I think we were the only UAE based company that got selected.
You are the only from this region.
Yeah. So it was obviously a humbling moment that globally being selected as one of the only ones from this region, from the UAE, was a really proud moment for us. And obviously getting recognized at that level, knowing that yes, we are onto something. That means there's something that we are really probably getting it right. We're probably getting something right. So it was definitely a great thing to be recognized by them amongst so many great companies. I saw the quality of them, and it's like we are
in the world.
Yes, we are at par with them. So that means that it's being in this region is not a handicap, right? You can still come up with really, really amazing things, showing that yes, we can also produce global level technology companies, tech startups.
That's inspiring. and from Emirates, where are you going?
Well, the next is Saudi.
Okay.
Right. I guess that's what is on everyone's mind right now. But we say that's just it's not one of our biggest stops. It is going to be a stop in the middle, yes, where we're going to focus for a little while. We're going to focus on Saudi Arabia as well. But our aim is GCC and Central Asia and then Southeast Asia. This is what we're looking at. So essentially it's the same thing. What Stripe has done for the Western Hemisphere, I want Strabble to do for the Eastern Hemisphere. So that's where Strabble is going to be going.
That's a huge vision.
It's a huge. They say this about visions, right? If they don't scare you, then they're not big enough.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I hear that.
That's what it says.
Great. Now, I know that you are into the e-commerce and online. What do you see the main challenges that you are going to solve in the future for these businesses? In
the future?
Yeah.
The future is coming so quickly now with AI. So that is the biggest problem that businesses are gonna face is the implementation of AI,
Okay.
right?
It's going to happen also in Trouble?
Yes, it
Okay.
will be a big part of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, we have a complete AI strategy and a complete roadmap that's there right now, and very soon it will go into its implementation phase as well. So travel is, keeping up with the times, trying to get ahead as well. But yeah, the problem that businesses are going to face is, yes, of course, this whole implementation of AI, right? Um, Online businesses, e-commerce businesses are going to face big challenges with how to work with multiple services in the market, right? How to manage them.
Hmm.
That is going to become one of their biggest challenges, which is already their challenge right now as well, right? And it's just going to become bigger
Hmm.
as we grow, because so many new services are being introduced to be able to, make an e-commerce customer journey a success,
Yeah.
right? Um,
What about the fees? There's challenges with the
Yes.
fees and the processing. There's many layers.
yes.
What do you see in that area?
Honestly, don't see I don't see those challenges being addressed anytime soon.
Okay.
They should be, yes, with technology or with AI or with more services. They should be, but it's a good thing that it's not happening, because eventually the service providers also, we already work on such small margins, right? That if you make it any lower, right, it will just not be, how do I say it, profitable enough or beneficial enough for companies to do anything. But yes, what can happen again comes back to the whole consolidation thing that I mentioned,
Hmm.
is that instead of paying in multiple places, right, most likely I could just pay a little more to one company,
Hmm.
right, and get more services out of them. So this is basically what could be done to address these challenges that these businesses are facing and will continue to face. So unless these businesses start adopting, companies that can, do multiple things for them through just one product,
Hmm.
they will. You can expect them to be paying more fees on transactions, on maintenance,
Okay.
on technology, because there's a lot to it. There's maintenance of it as well, right?
Yeah.
You have to maintain multiple plugins, multiple integrations. There's a lot of things. There are the monthly charges for them. There's the setup charges for them. There's a lot when it comes to fees and charges in this domain. So if you start working with certain services that can provide all of it in like a one-stop shop, right?
Yeah.
You can cut down on a lot of your charges and fees.
Yeah. Especially the hidden fees that
That get
sometimes it's
Yes.
not mentioned very clear at the beginning.
know-
People focus on the percentage sometimes
Exactly.
and don't calculate
Yes.
how much this
At
admin
the
fees
end, yes.
will cost at the end of the
At the end of it, they don't, and they literally fight with you over that, what's only being seen. And we address this and we tell them that, look, whatever we're telling you this fee is, and that's it. There is going to be nothing else besides that. So, but when you say these challenges, right, when you're talking about fees, I'll tell you, operations also becomes a big challenge, right? So when you're trying to work with multiple companies or multiple services, right? Because you're trying to give the best experience, right? Or you're trying to get the most, or you're trying to do the most. There's a lot of operational flows that get disrupted. So if I am working, let's say I've made a certain operational flow based on one service, right? Now I'm introducing a second service into them. Again, I have to change that.
Yeah.
And then third, and then the fourth, and every time you do this, every time it will keep changing. So that becomes a bigger challenge.
Yeah.
And again, why I say AI will be a challenge as well is because of AI, a lot of new businesses are spinning faster than are coming out faster than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Right. So resources are going to be tested. So you won't be able to just easily get resources. Everything will become time consuming. It will start to become a little more expensive. So you need to have a very, very good optimal strategy to be able to at least take care of one part of your business, and then try and somehow consolidate the other part of your business, and so on and so forth. So this is how some of the challenges are going to be presented to these companies, at least in the next, I would say, 1 to 3 years. They're going to start seeing this.
And you mentioned many times that you are going to partner with other providers, so you provide the service through them. How do you see these partners, and who are they for you?
These partners are anybody who they complement our vision, they complement our strategies, they complement the features that we wish to introduce to the market. Those are the partners that we'll be working with. They can be they can be banking sector.
Yeah.
They can be the payment sector. They can be the lending providers, the credit providers. They can be retail business, those retail corporate companies, right?
And do you start from that you think of the solution and you address the problem and think of solution, or you build something together with them, like you choose a partner and then you think, how can we solve that problem? How does it go?
We're doing it where we come up with the solution, we understand the problem, and we try and build something for it, and then we see which one of these would like to partner up with us in this case, right? So
from your understanding of the market.
From our understanding of the market. But at the same time, once we have partnered with somebody, right? And obviously when you discuss and you share ideas, a lot of other things can come up, right? And somebody says, I'm thinking, what if we could do it this way?
Of course.
Or what if we could do this thing as well? Well, we're happy to develop this with you then. And then we will lend our expertise and our resources to be able to come up with a unique solution which both us and them can co-market and co-brand and co-sell that same thing. Because for us, the deciding criteria on doing something like this is it replicable? Can we replicate this, or can we implement this with multiple other companies? Right? So if I develop something with some company, can I take that and can we sell it to 100 others?
Yes.
Right? That's what a deciding factor is. Doing it just for that one business, just so that they can implement it within themselves, right? Unless it's a sizable opportunity, it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to be able to us to do that.
Yeah.
But if I can replicate that with 100 others or 1,000 others, just by all means, we're more than happy to come up with something new. That's what travel is supposed to be. It's supposed to innovate.
Great. At the moment, merchants can approach you, not only your partners.
Yeah.
Right? And
Of course.
okay, so we would like you also to offer them something to welcome them through this podcast.
Exclusively for this podcast, if anybody is going to come through this, we could actually do reduced prices, right? I could do reduced prices. We could offer. In fact, I'll do something better. Forget the reduced prices, right?
Yeah.
We sell our features in packages, you could say, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like plans, right? Offer all of them for the same standard fee, which is already reduced, which will be reduced for anybody who comes through this. So
Great.
all of those will be available to any merchant who comes.
That's great.
So yeah, so
Thank you.
they will get a lot of features, a lot of them.
That's amazing.
100%.
That's great. Thank you for your generosity, and I will invite everyone to utilize this like opportunity and give it also a try. Like this is the beauty of like having like the innovation and technology in the market. Give us much opportunities and growth options.
Yes, it opens up to a lot of new possibilities, which previously people would not be able to do, because nobody wants to. Usually it comes down to this, that nobody wants to do it themselves. They want somebody else to.
Yes.
If somebody else does it, I'm okay to take it, right?
Yes.
And now there are so many people who are doing so many new things.
Yeah.
Right, so you have so many new opportunities, and I definitely encourage everybody. This is the kind of mindset that I promote as well, is that adopt, right? Try a new thing, right? The worst thing is that
it didn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, that's the worst thing that can happen. But at least you would have experienced something new. You would have grown from where you were to now you know something more, and now you know that it doesn't work. At least you might just look for something better than that then.
Great.
And that's how you foster growth. That's how you foster innovation as well.
Yeah. Zaid, the co-founder and CEO of Strubble, thank you for being in Tecmal podcast.
Not my pleasure, and thank you so much for having me here. I honestly thoroughly enjoyed sharing.
Same here.
Thank you.
في ختام هذه الحلقة اللي سمعناه، ابحث عن الفرص وين ما كانت، وممكن تكون الفرصة في نفس المجال اللي أنت تشتغل فيه، أو نفس الشركة اللي تشوفها خسرانة، أو ممكن تكون الفرص بالتعاون والشراكة مع الناس الآخرين اللي معاك في السوق. أدعوكم أنكم تتابعونا عبر منصات التواصل الاجتماعي، اليوتيوب والإنستغرام، وأيضا شاهدوا الحلقة وشاركوها مع كل اللي حولكم ومهتمين بمجال الأعمال والفنتك. وأيضا تقدرون تسمعون الحلقة عن طريق كل مواقع البودكاست.